Hello and welcome to DCP SideQuest episode number 144, the final episode of quarter 2, 2022, Brad. Final episode.
It is. It is the final
Yeah.
episode of 42.
I feel like that comment may have been directly
Well, it's just a
pointed
fact.
directly at me.
It's just a fact, is what it is, you know. Just stating obvious information. It's June, end of June. It's the last bit of
What
quarter
recourse
2.
do I have? Like,
With
they
what?
tweeted out that if you haven't got your email yet, you're fucked. Well, no, that was actually Watts' wording.
But they
Oh,
also
dang.
said, give the email some times, check the page and see what it says. Yeah.
I don't know what to do. Like, I have no idea what to do.
Have you made a blood
just-
sacrifice?
I wait. 2.
No? 2 blood
I am now
sacrifices.
unencumbered by children.
And no email. What is this?
Yeah, still no email.
Didn't even work. Wow.
I did go to an arcade this weekend,
Oh,
which
really?
was kind of fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys ever been to Dave & Buster's?
I've been once.
Yeah, I was there once too. It was when I believe I was under the drinking age, so it was a very long time
wow.
ago, right? Because I don't remember having beer there, so I must have been like under the drinking age. But I brought we did like a belated Father's Day this weekend because
Nice.
we just couldn't.
Yeah.
We were too fucking busy. You know what I'm saying? Like we just
Yep.
couldn't get it done. So we went to Dave & Buster's for Father's Day, and the whole family went, and we had food there. I think it's one of those places that maybe you should eat before you go.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, I wouldn't typically associate an arcade with quality sustenance.
Yeah.
It wasn't like nobody got sick, but it was like we had like $150 tab for 4 people.
For microwave
and it was
food?
like like Chili's, Fridays, maybe like a step under like that level. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it wasn't like nobody was like upset, but nobody was like, damn.
David
This is
Buster's
good.
got them burgers.
So anyway, I would say, maybe pass on
When your
food.
rating for food is nobody got sick,
Yeah.
that's kind of telling. It's like
But they did have beer, and the beers was delicious.
Yeah, they got like a bar that you walk up to.
Oh.
You get your beer and go play games like that. I've
Yeah.
been there recently, actually. So
It was fun. I gotta say, like the arcade portion of it was fun, but arcades are way different than they used to be, right?
Mhm.
Like there are none of those like plywood boxes with monitors and controls on the front. Like that is a thing of the past. Everything now is like huge, big screen TVs. If not, like there was a Tomb Raider game that it was like a shooting game where you hold a gun and you shoot like on rail shooter game, but it was a Tomb Raider, but it was a giant screen. It had to be 75, 85 inches. Like it was huge.
wow.
Okay.
And it was really fun. There was a Halo game, again, another on rails shooting game. But like it was like this huge 4 players sit in this big like round cockpit thing, and you have like what feels like the Gatling gun on the back of a Warthog to shoot with, and you're shooting across, I would guess they're 75-inch screens, 2 75-inch screens side by side.
Mm.
So like you have like tons, you're really like you're all over the place, and it's really fun. They also had this cool thing. It was like a tester for like how fast you are, or like a reflex tester where there's like I don't know, like 10 by 10 like buttons that would light up, and you just got to hit them as fast as you can. And I thought I did pretty damn good. And then my kids went, and I was like, they doubled my score. And I was like, holy shit, I'm old and slow.
Was it the beer? You think beer goggles?
Hey, that's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Good point.
Yeah,
Could be the
yeah.
beer. Could be the
Yeah.
beer.
How many beers deep were you when you did that?
Yeah, they had what else did they have? Like a Minecraft game that was actually pretty fun. It was like a
Really?
top-down, like 4-player, almost like Gauntlet kind of game.
Oh, that sounds fun. Yeah.
Okay.
I would totally.
It
play
was very fun, and there was like loot and stuff to get. By far, though, the best game that we played was a 4-player cabinet of Mario Kart.
Nice.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is unbelievably good. First of all, as soon as you sit down and put your money in, it takes a picture of your face, and then it displays your face above your car to the other players, so you know exactly who you're looking at, right, when you're racing around.
Yeah.
Which is perfect
That's
for us
cool.
because we had 4 players, right, and like we took up the whole thing. You can also put filters over your face, so like you can put a Wario mustache and a hat. You can put jail bars in front of you. You can do like all sorts of like Instagram filters and stuff like that.
Mm.
And then the racing is like pure Mario Kart, but you're all sitting next to each other in one of those like racing cockpits with the wheel and everything. And it even does the power sliding with the gas and the brake. So like if you just like tap the brake, the car kind of hops in the air and you start doing the power slide around the corner.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And it's got all of the items. It's weird though. It makes you like select which items you're gonna get before the race. So you, like you get
tactical.
Yeah.
yeah. It was really fun. That was the only one that like we played like multiple times, and we were laughing hysterically the whole time. That Mario Kart was really good. But I kind of miss like those old like I wish they had some of the old school games like Street Fighter 2 or you know like Centipede or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, it'd be cool if they had some of the old school games, but they probably don't make any money anymore, right? They look so unimpressive compared to like 100-inch Tomb Raider game, you know?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I mean,
It was fun though. I really enjoyed myself. I was using a lot of hand sanitizer.
that's the other thing. Yeah.
I'm just gonna squirt it all over the machine.
Right? Yeah.
Did
I
you
had it in my pocket?
did you win anything? Did you go to the the cage and
We didn't do
pick
too many of the redemption things.
No?
Yeah.
But it's
We
so
did a
fun.
little of the skee
Yeah.
ball thing. Yeah. But no, we didn't have enough tickets to buy anything. But we kept our cards because I think we'll go back. Everybody had such a good time that I think we'll go back.
Yeah, it's definitely fun. Just like I said, if you don't order any food, if you just get beers and play games, it's actually really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it also, maybe if you played games, we did it stupid. We went and had dinner first, right? I think the play is do video games and beers first, and then the food is going to be delicious.
That's true.
Or you just go somewhere else.
Yeah, or you just go somewhere else. My
Yeah,
wife
which
was
it will be
designated driver,
super
she did not drink.
delicious.
Yeah.
So
Yes, even better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my arcade experience. It was really fun. I had a good
Nice.
time.
Nice.
Yeah.
We spent an hour and a half playing games, and we all felt like that was enough. Just FYI. It was like 6 hours.
Yeah, that's kind of my experience as well. I don't really know of any other arcade experience though, aside from like Dave and Buster's. That's like modern, unless you of course went to Japan or something, right?
they have
they-
round one here. I'm sure they have round one in a bunch of other places, and that's kind of taken from the Japanese arcade style of stuff. So they have just so many games,
Yeah.
many games.
Nice.
It's crazy amount. But round one normally has like bowling, karaoke, food, arcade games. Like it's one of those buildings that just has everything.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you can go make a whole night of it. Go bowling, go get some food, get drunk, go do karaoke.
That sounds
games.
fun.
In
Yeah.
New Hampshire, we have, I think it's called Fun Stop. It's like a classic arcade where they have all the old stuff. But they're also, I believe they're the same people who do like the video game high score, like keeper trackers of.
Okay.
Mm.
You know? It's like how Guinness Beer also does world records for some reasons. So I think that's, and then New York City obviously has a ton of arcades, but they're mostly, well, they're half and half. Some of them are like family places. Some of them are like, well, we just have fighting games here.
Nice. Hold up. Do you say Guinness Beer keeps track? Is the Guinness World Record connected to the Guinness Beer?
Yeah.
I just thought they used the same name.
Yeah.
I hadn't made a connection either, actually.
I had no idea. This is new. This is new to me. I am being enlightened
Yeah.
today on this podcast. Wow. Do you get like you can get like a fact when you're drinking your Guinness beer?
That would be nice. Like
That would
if
be
it's like a
nice. They should put
Snapple
that on
bottle.
the
Yeah,
can.
like a Snapple,
Yeah,
but
they
like
should put it on the bottom of the can.
Or if you set a record, do you get like free lifetime supply of Guinness? Not that I want
yeah.
Guinness.
Do you get the Guinness?
Maybe.
hookup?
Oh, that'd be nice.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. Not a fan of Guinness, Eric's?
Not massively. No. I mean,
No?
I don't drink a lot of like beers or
Right.
any of those kind of stuff. Things generally speaking. But yeah, that one. Only time I had it before, it was a bit just like it was a bit much for me.
You're full.
I used to be
afterwards?
a giant fan of it, but like the quality of beer has gotten way better over the course of time that I've been drinking beer.
True.
But Guinness was like kind of top of the heap when I first started drinking, and then you started seeing microbrews and like Sam Adams around, and now it's like, fuck, around the corner I got a brewery. They're making beer. Like,
Really?
Yeah.
oh my
There's a
god, it's
lot.
delicious too. I can ride my bike there.
Ride your bike to the microbrewery, get drunk, and then go over
Yeah.
to Dave and Buster's.
I bet you didn't know this. Still DUI if you get caught riding a bicycle drunk.
I did not. Makes
I
sense
did not know
though,
that.
because it's still dangerous if you're riding a bike.
Dangerous for
drunk.
you. I don't know if it's dangerous
Yeah.
for many other
It's
people.
less dangerous for the passengers.
Yeah.
But still
Bring,
dangerous.
bring, bring, I'm bringing my damn bell. Bring, bring, bring. Well, I have some news, Briar, which you already know
Okay.
of, but I'm gonna display it here. I was officially part of the quarter 2 delivery, and got my Steam Deck, and I'm very happy. I'm
What have you
thrilled.
played on it so far?
I've tried to play as much as possible. Like last night, I was
Yeah.
checking out Dark Souls 3 to see how it feels, and I've played like the classic indie titles. You know, I loaded up Terraria, I loaded up Dead Cells, Hades. You know, played those games, see how they feel. I played all those demos that you told me about, Watts. Even the one you said that didn't work,
Nice.
it worked fine.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, I was able to
Nice.
play. Yeah, and it was awesome.
Nice. I wonder if I just needed to update.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah,
Not sure.
there was an update.
Played Risk of Rain 2, like played Remnant from the
nice.
Ashes, like so much just random stuff that plays awesome on the Steam Deck.
Play any games that use the D-pad?
I got to use it a little bit with what is it called? Grim Dawn, or was it? It's a Diablo-esque type of. Hold on, let me look at my library real quick. It's not loading. My Steam Deck's broke. Briar, you broke it.
Oh,
Briar's
I didn't know
negative
such
vibes.
Actually, I think this is legit frozen. It won't move.
Well,
This
it
is
is
the first
PC.
time. It's the first time.
Uh-oh.
Legitimately the first time that's happened. Oh, wait. I think I might have. Oh, interesting. I got it confused. It just wasn't responding to that page. Grim Dawn, I believe it's what it's called. Is it Grim Dawn? Yeah, Grim Dawn. Played that. You can use the mouse controls a little bit on there, or you can use the regular default stuff. The mouse is surprisingly good.
It is.
Yeah. You get the haptic feedback too when it's like clicking,
Mhm.
telling you that it's actually using the mouse tracker on there. And they did a good job. They did
Yeah,
a
it was
really
weird.
good job. Yeah. The Steam Deck is nice. I
It's
feel
really
weird telling
nice.
you how good it is, Briar, since you haven't got it yet. And it sounds like it's in peril. It's in some like perilous loop that you might not ever get now. Because you've been
Well, this
cursed.
is like
know.
this is
Still
an
says my
extra.
pre-order is available for Q2.
You should be getting the email, or your page should have updated.
Yeah.
One or the other should
Mhm.
be happening. But that's exactly why I want to play Monster Hunter on Steam, because I
Oh,
have
yeah.
the Steam Deck
I
and I
played
can go
Monster Hunter.
between both. I can play it handheld, and then I can go to the PC and I have the same save. So it's almost kind of like having cross save with your Switch and your
Yeah.
PC. Like you have that experience. So
Yeah. So
that's why
I played that was actually the first game I played, and I forgot how confusing the controls are on Monster Hunter. So it was actually a little rough to play that first, because I was like, oh, I'm trying to get used to this. Also, the paddles will not work until you tell them to work with the certain
Yes.
games.
You gotta program them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
which
okay.
at first I was like, that's weird, but then I was like, that is brilliant. That's
Do you
exactly
program
how
them per game, or do you program them like globally?
from what I've seen is per game. You might
I've
there,
just been doing it per game. Yeah.
yeah, there might be a global setting to be like always map these to these buttons. Like you might be able to do that. I'm not 100% sure on that, but yeah, I will say that I feel like the paddles are a little stiff. I wish they were just a bit easier to click. You know, I don't know if you noticed that, Watts. Do you feel like you have to?
Yeah, they're
grip
a
'em?
little, yeah, a little.
Yeah. For me,
I
like
didn't notice that.
Oh, I
like-
didn't either.
because like where I'm like, you know, on the couch or I'm in bed, you know, and like just comfortable, and I don't want my activation. It's like this: if the A button is any kind, or the buttons in general are any kind of indication, like they are 5 or possibly 10 times harder to push than those buttons. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Like maybe
Yeah.
5 times harder to push. So
Okay.
they're not like triggers. They're like these pads that you really have to push in. They made it so you definitely can't accidentally push these unless there was.
I wonder if that's why. That it's because on a
Maybe. It does make
handheld, you're
sense.
maybe more likely to have the pressure of, the device, and you're more likely to hit it by accident.
Yeah.
That's one of the
Yeah.
comments I see in videos that I've made about like anything that has those paddles, like Scuf controllers or 8-bit do controllers. People will say, "I hate those. I always accidentally hit them." I'm like, I mean, that doesn't make sense. First of all, like, just don't hit them.
Don't hit them. Yeah.
Second of all,
Well,
like, it does make sense if Steam doesn't want that complaint, then just make it more stiff. And
well, they actually solved it in the software by not activating them right away. So
Yeah.
you could actually like
Yeah,
just
true.
not have them activate anything until you go into the system and say, yeah, I want to use these paddles. Activate them for me. So I've only used them a little bit, and I turned them on for that 9 Souls game, which was a fantastic game. I turned those on for the dashing and stuff. And you can actually tell them to be whatever button you want. So it doesn't have to be like A, B, or X, Y, or anything like that. You
That's
can
so
be,
good.
yeah, it's so cool. You could be like, I want this to be the left button on my right hand on the top. And I thought that was awesome. So like the overall convenience and feel of the pads and the controller, I think is top notch. Really great. The placement on the thumbs and the way that even how far apart it feels, for me, has been really like super comfortable. I didn't
It's
feel
been
any.
super comfy.
Yeah, I didn't feel any cramping or anything like I usually do on a Switch. Like the normal Switch with the regular Joy-Cons. After about an hour, my hands are like, "You've been using the Switch. Maybe it's time to
that
put this
thing,
down."
it's really tiny. Like it forces you to do this like kind of like really smooth.
Yeah, but like the ergonomics also just aren't like comfortable for long-term
Yeah,
use.
that's
on the
why I have
Switch.
those big hoary pads
Yeah.
instead
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have a feeling that this is closer to that, but like this just
Yeah.
feels so nice to hold and play. Like I do have the 512 gig model, so it's the anti-reflection screen. So the screen looks phenomenal. It is 720p, but it looks really good. I haven't had any issues, or I haven't been like, oh, it's low resolution or something like that. It actually looks really crisp. And
You have a OLED Switch?
no,
Oh, okay.
I didn't get one of those. Yeah, remember I bought a new Switch, and then they're
Oh,
like,
right.
here's
You
an
allowed it to
OLED.
happen.
You were the
Yeah,
reason
we
the
all-
OLED
yeah, thank you,
happened.
thank you.
Yeah.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you again.
You're welcome. I'm the
Yeah.
catalyst. Yeah. So one thing that was interesting is when I pulled up Dark Souls 3, when holding the Switch, or I keep wanting to call it the Switch, which is awkward, but holding the Steam Deck like this, I would the fleshy part of my wrist here, or inner hand palm, would brush against the pad. That was yeah. I don't know if you noticed that, Watts. Yeah.
I had the exact same thing with Dark Souls 3 specifically.
Interesting.
Really?
Did you
Yeah.
go and turn off the pad?
I did.
Yeah. So I was like, oh no, this is kind of unusable.
Kept turning my camera and I was like, this feels
Yeah,
bad.
it kept on
Like, it's
jittering.
just-
Kept on like
yeah, it does a
I was-
it does a little jitter.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
oh no, this isn't gonna work. And then I was like, maybe I can turn it off. So then I went to the settings and it's like, hey, do you want to use it as like a default controller instead? And I was like, yes. I
Yeah.
did that, and then it
Was
plays
that in
perfectly.
the Dark Souls settings or in the?
No, you hit the Steam button, and then
Okay.
you'll have a menu to go into the game settings for the Steam in the game settings, so you can control the configuration of the actual unit, how it operates with that specific game, which is
What kind of?
brilliant.
That's marvelous.
Yeah.
What kind of FPS were you getting in Dark Souls 3?
I don't know. I felt like for the most part 60.
I think it
Really?
was pretty
Yeah.
steady 60, yeah.
Yeah, I felt steady. Once I switched that camera thing, or once I got rid of the trackpad, because I could have used it like a regular mouse, and I was like, I'm
I
not.
don't want to do that.
Yeah.
This is Dark Souls.
Yeah, the trackpad's good, but it's not that good, So as soon as I switched that, it felt really smooth, and
Yeah.
went through, got to the place to level up, and I was like, yeah, fighting the boss felt really good. I was
Yeah, it
like,
did.
it was nice. I haven't bought Elden Ring yet on Steam because I only have it on Xbox, and I'm like, if I buy it now and start playing on the Steam Deck, that could be problematic for me.
Could be. Yeah.
Like
Could be.
you're
Yeah,
gonna
but
lose
like-
the next 3 months.
Be like, yeah, 1 second, I'll be down there. I'll be all right.
Maybe
gotta
wait
do-
until they announce like DLC for it, and then you can use it to get caught up.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, but
Can
overall,
you,
oh yeah,
on the paddle on the back, you said it's programmable. I should really find this out myself as well. But on
Yeah.
the paddle on the back that it's programmable, can
the-
you assign button combos to it, or can it only be a single button?
I did not see combos, although it's
Okay.
possible you could look deeper into there to where you could be
Hmm.
like, press X, Y, and Z or X. Sorry,
That's
X,
what I'm
Y,
thinking, because I'm
at the
thinking
same
like
time.
when we were talking about like Monster Hunter, like
Mhm.
from like the demo, like Sunbreaker's obviously got like the switch skill thing, which is like hold L plus X plus A. So if you have like a button you can just press to do it, that could be quite nice.
Yeah,
That would be really
for
nice.
sure. Yeah. I
Mm.
wouldn't be surprised if they added something like that if it's not there currently,
Mm.
because I mean, like the majority of the Steam Deck is replaceable. Like you can pull it apart and replace parts.
Oh,
They
okay.
want you to be able to, if something breaks, they want you to be able to continue with it. So I
You
feel
mean they
like
want to be able to sell you more parts for the thing that's going to break?
that, or they're like they understand you want to be able to use this device for a long time. Like they said,
Yeah.
they put out a warning on that expansion for the drive, because there was a mod that got put out that said, hey, you can actually install a NVMe drive and expand it. And then the designer was like, hold up, you might want to watch out about that because it puts out more heat. More heat's going to shorten the lifespan of your Steam Deck. So be cautious about that. But technically, like that's the reason why.
So haven't they run tests that if you use a fast SD card, like there's basically no difference
Yeah, it's like a 2-second
for
difference.
loading games?
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll take
like,
a 2-second difference to
Yeah.
not overheat my
Right?
device.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like with an SD card, you have unlimited storage, right? Because you can just
Keep
buy a
swapping.
bunch of them.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just buy the fast ones.
Yeah,
Buy the
exactly.
slow ones.
You have to make little cases of like, this is my Elden Ring card.
Yeah.
This is my Monster Hunter
Little
card.
Yeah, the old school
Well,
like GameCube and PS2 days.
How big do SD cards get now? I feel
1
like
terabyte.
It's got to be 1 terabyte. Okay, that's
Yeah.
pretty.
It's pretty big.
That's a lot. That's a lot of games.
I just ordered a 512 one. That's coming like
How much
today.
was that? 30 cents.
That one. So you do need a class 10, I believe, or V.
Oh yeah, good luck
V30.
figuring all the speeds out. If you already know how to figure out speeds on SD cards, you're in for a world of hurt. That's
Yeah,
gonna suck.
it's a little painful. But my recommendation is just make sure it says V30. V30 is standard for any kind of 4K video codecs on most cameras. So if you get that, you're gonna be good enough to be able to run the Steam Deck and the stuff in there. So
Assuming your SD card has that listed on its packaging, which it may not, depending on brand.
if it doesn't, I wouldn't trust that brand.
Don't
honestly.
trust it.
Yeah, don't.
Good brand.
It's like food that has no ingredients on it.
Yeah, it's like gambling.
Delicious
Go.
mystery food.
I love me some mystery
Yeah.
chemicals in my food.
Exactly.
Yeah, so the
Candy used to do that, like mystery candy, like you
Mystery
didn't know,
candy?
like
Yeah.
Dum Dums. Dum Dums lollipops would have mystery.
you might get a hamburger tasting lollipop. That's
Why would you put that in the world?
that sounds disgusting.
Or like the Harry Potter beans that used to like taste
Yeah,
have the
Yep.
mixed flavors.
mystery
I think
flavors.
I still have some of those beans.
Wow.
They probably all taste horrible now if you still have them.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, right.
I
But
used to like Jelly Bellies that had weird ones, like popcorn and stuff. I'm sorry, I keep interrupting. you.
Oh
Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
no, I just want to finish up on my Steam Deck discussion here. I just want to say that like this thing is awesome, and not to rub it in for you, Briar. Like you'll get a Steam Deck obviously
I'll
at
get
some
it.
point.
Yeah, it'll be-
But like
Okay.
this is honestly, I think one of my favorite gaming devices that I've ever experienced in like a really long time.
Really?
Yeah, just
Wow.
because like
It's pretty incredible.
yeah, it's a PC that's like a Game Gear with really nice ergonomics, customizable buttons, a great looking screen. So battery life. I didn't mention that.
Game Gear had none of those things.
Game Gear had the
Game Gear
idea
2.0.
of what I wanted.
The idea.
This is
Real.
a realization as a gamer. Like I load it up. I'm like, oh, it's all my games, 300 plus games. I'm like, which ones work on the Steam Deck? And then it tells
That's
me,
the thing that's
Yeah,
incredible is that
right?
you have your whole Steam library and it will sync it to your PC so you can play it on either. Do whatever you want.
I picked
It's
right
true
up.
freedom.
Yeah, it's true freedom. Exactly. I picked right up on Dead Cells, on Hades. Like it's such a cool experience that I'm very excited to see the future of stuff with it. Like obviously it has its limitations. It's not a 3080 or a 3060 or anything like that.
Right.
You're not going to get that level of performance, but what you do get from a handheld experience is just really, really awesome. Also, the again, the controls, like the thumbsticks and all that, feel really good. They're feel
comfortable.
yeah, they feel console quality. Like they're high enough to have good aiming, you know? Whereas like the Switch the Switch. I'm not really a fan of the joysticks on the Joy-Con. So,
well, they're small because they wanted to be portable.
Yeah. Yeah, also 2 cents in chat was asking about not just the ones that support controllers for the games. Like it will tell you what is supported on there. It gives you ratings. Like if it has a slash that says this will definitely not work for the Steam Deck, it's like, okay. And then it has like question mark, so you can kind of check it out. If a game has a question mark, you can see if it does run. So you're given the option. And then there's some games that have like a exclamation, yellow exclamation that says like the text might be too small to read. You know?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was
But
just
you
watching a
can
video today of
definitely-
somebody playing Civ 6 on it, and he didn't realize till halfway through that you can control it with the touchpad as a mouse, but click with the triggers.
Yeah.
Which is really nice.
Yeah, so you can play a game that is like mouse and keyboard game and use it like that. And it's actually really comfortable. When I realized that, I was like, oh my goodness, that's really comfortable to be able to move it with your thumb and click with your finger, because you never have to move any of your hands around.
Anytime that I've used the trackpad for mousing something that I need to like select in the menu, it's like it's really comfortable. I was surprised. Normally like this type of stuff, it's super jittery or gimmicky or something like that. And it's really comfortable. They also have a feature where you hold the Steam button and press the left button, and it will zoom in so you have a finer control of the mouse.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so if you need a higher accuracy, you just hold the Steam button and press the left button, and it'll give you a nice little pop in to then make your selection with the mouse button or the mouse selector thing. And I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool, Valve. I like it.
It's very cool. And I haven't found a game yet that just straight up does not work at all. There's ones, obviously they have varying compatibility with it.
Yeah.
But like you can I've gotten, like I said, demos or brand new game, and it just works flawlessly on the Steam Deck.
Yeah, you had sent those demos to me, the ones that you'd picked, and I played all of them. I don't think with an issue at all. Pretty sure none of them had any issues for me.
Yeah, and this is demos of indie games that are not complete, and they're all working perfectly on the Steam Deck.
The indie games play phenomenally on this. I mean, they should, right? Because they're technically less powerful, but like, they look so good and play amazing. It's like me as a kid manifested this device for myself to have later in life.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those moments of technology where you're like, this is kind of what I've wanted for a really long time, is to be able to have, like, Switch gave you some of that, but it's such a small amount of games that you have access to. This allows you to have access to basically all the games. Just all the games.
And also the performance, though, is considerably better than the Switch.
Considerably better.
Yeah.
Oh.
Way better.
Oh, a lot better.
Playing Monster Hunter on the Switch compared to the Steam Deck, I'm like, the textures are better. It's 60 FPS.
60 FPS.
It's smoother. It's just a better experience.
Yeah, I've been very pleasantly surprised, and I know it's only been a week, but I'm absolutely loving this thing. It's become I'm pretty sure this will be my main gaming device for a while, unless something needs.
You've already had it for a week? Damn.
Yeah. Had it for a week prior. Like, I got it.
Well, the good news is, in the time we were talking about the Steam Deck, I got the email and I ordered it.
Congratulations!
Yeah, there we go. Which means you'll have it in about a week.
Yeah.
Does it take a week to get here?
Takes about a week.
Most
It's
time,
about a week. Yeah.
I'm just happy I'm not stressing about not getting it now.
Yeah, now you can relax. You read the email. You've placed the order.
Now I can stress about FedEx bringing it.
Yeah.
True.
You know, I wish I knew the difference of the anti-reflection versus the regular screen, because I don't know. I just know that it looks really nice, and like
I have the regular one.
Yeah, you see some reflections, but I don't know. Like I'm like, this just looks really nice.
I'm curious because I've gotten used to the OLED Switch now, which I feel like $350 is a lot for that. Like in the face of what the Steam Deck costs.
Definitely,
You know, like the
100%
low
it
end
is.
Steam Deck is $50 more and is so much more powerful. But whatever. I wonder if I'm spoiled by that screen now because I don't like my monitor is an OLED, my TV is an OLED, my Switch is an OLED. Like I'm kind of phasing out LED screens altogether. Or LCD screens altogether.
We'll see. We'll see because like
Yeah, we'll see.
the experience of holding the Steam Deck, I think, is way better than the Switch personally. So as like a handheld device, it's super comfortable. So I don't know. Oh yeah, I was gonna say battery life. It feels like I'm getting about 2 hours, roughly, give or take 2 hours, depending on what I'm playing.
Depending on the game,
Yeah.
That's my that's my way of the game just saying you need to go do something else.
Yeah, time for a break.
Because I'm not gonna stop. I have no self control.
Yeah, really cool. So let's. Yeah, actually, I was gonna say let's segue into those games. Or do you want to talk Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles first?
Can we briefly? We didn't get a chance to talk about it last week. Shredder's Revenge came out. It's on Game Pass. It's also coming. It's on everything, but it's on. If you have Game Pass, it's on there. You can play it for included with the price of that. It's also coming to physical. I think August 31st. You can buy it or you can get it like physically, so you can get a copy of it, which I think I'm gonna do for sure. God damn, this thing just drips with nostalgia for that 90s arcade game by Konami, doesn't it? It is. Like, if they made that game now, this is what it would be, right? It feels just like a modernized version of the 90s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the arcade. It is incredible.
I never played the original one, but I did play the new one. And, like, it looks amazing. And, like, I didn't realize it was up to 6 player. Like, I played it in, like, 3 player co-op so far. I didn't realize I had, like, 6 players.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
With matchmaking, too. Online matchmaking, too. So you can just, like, jump in there and like start beating it down with other turtles.
Are they?
That sounds questionable.
Can they all be like Raphael or Michelangelo or or is it?
I don't know actually. I don't know if you can all select the same character or if you have to like slowly through process of elimination because there's only 6 characters that are playable, right? There's the 4 turtles. No, there's at least 7 because you can get Casey Jones as well. So you get Splinter. April, Casey Jones, and the 4 turtles. So that's at least 7.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Man, I really like how this game is laid out too. Instead of like having these like extremely long levels, a la Streets of Rage 4, I feel like this is a bunch of really short levels, so you don't get like sick of the level while you're playing it. And then it does like that world map, kind of like the NES game, where you're like driving the turtle van around the map, to go to different locations. It's got like these people that you can find in levels who then become kind of like collectors. Like you go and talk to them, and like one of them will be like, "Can you collect like my diaries that I lost?" And like every once in a while, you like be beating down a trash can, and a diary will pop out. You also have it's got a little bit of an RPG kind of setup where like the more you play with one character, you level up that character, you get more powerful. And you get a couple of new moves, but it's pretty much follows the same path for all the characters. So you just got to play through the game like a couple of times with a character to level them up to 10, and then you're pretty much as powerful as you're going to get. But it's nice to like unlock all that stuff, man. Like just the game. If you're familiar at all with the old cartoon, because it's also got the old theme song, right? But it's by a new artist, so it sounds a little different. But it's got, I mean, if you're familiar with the old cartoon or the old arcade game, this thing is going to be just perfect. I think it plays pretty well. I don't think it plays as well as Streets of Rage 4 did. Like I felt like that was deeper combat overall, and like it just had a little more to it. This game I feel like I'll just be done a little faster with than that. But man, I really enjoyed it.
How long is it
really
playthrough?
good.
Do you know?
4 hours, if that.
To do one playthrough?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's real good though. It looks real good. If you got Game Pass, definitely check it out. And it's on all the other stuff too. And it's not that expensive, like $30 or something.
Yeah. I should have played it, but because my AC was out, everything was hot, and I didn't want to turn on any TV.
Yeah.
So, and then I got the Steam Deck, but then I was like, I have Game Pass, and I want to play it on Game Pass, but I don't have Game Pass on here, so I didn't play it yet.
I am currently in the project of moving a TV out to my garage as well as a PlayStation 4, so I can play video games in my garage. because it's summertime and I want to be outside so bad. I don't want to be inside at all, but I still want to play some games.
Yeah, I feel you, man.
So
Definitely.
Nice.
Yeah.
plus I want to be close to the Mustang.
Yeah.
It gets lonely.
Close
Just put the TV so it faces out the window, and then run the
Oh,
cables
perfect.
outside. There you go.
Play racing
You
games
can,
in there.
then you can sit in your Mustang, and then it's done.
The new I was just listening to a podcast and they were talking about the new F1 game that releases on July 1st is going to have VR support.
Oh.
So how cool would that be? Sit in the car.
It's in your
Yeah,
car.
That would be
that
cool.
would be hella
Yeah.
I don't think that would work, but it would be cool anyway. But
That's
yeah.
awesome. How do you unlock Casey Jones? Do you know? On Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
No, I don't know. I haven't done it myself.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I need to play that. I was a fan of the Streets of Rage 4, and that was a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's on Game Pass. Like I'm definitely gonna play it.
Yeah. I will say on Switch, apparently the frame rate is not awesome. So, it's PlayStation or Xbox seem to be the best experience, or PC,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Watts, you want to talk about some demos?
Yeah. So the Steam Next Fest happened, and it was
Uh-huh.
packed with so many demos. So many.
Well, let me open up
So
Steam so I can start downloading them.
so I've picked probably just the ones that kind of stood out to me the most. These are like I will 100% play you when you release games. There's some games
Okay.
where it's like I'll keep an eye on and I'll check it out, and it was pretty good, but I'm definitely gonna play these. So Cult of Lamb is the first one. It's a mishmash of genres, but
Yeah.
it's done so well. So it's like a dungeon crawler, it's a roguelike, it's a like management game, a town building game. It's all of those things put together.
Okay.
And essentially the premise is that you are a lamb and you are going to be sacrificed by these evil people.
Mhm.
And then a lamb god saves you and says, if you would be willing to start a cult in my name and raise a cult so I can be freed from my shackles, I'll let you live again. So Lamb says, yeah, I'd rather do that than die. That sounds good.
Yeah, that's a square deal.
Yeah.
Be like, all right, what I got to
All
lose?
right, cool. I'll do
It's
it.
just like Christianity. I'm pretty sure that's exactly how that works.
So you come back to life and you go into this kind of dungeon roguelite situation. So it's like how you would picture Hades, where you pick a route to go and it will have like a weapon vendor can be in there. There can be a place with just currency or things with like wood or stone or food that you can collect because you do have to collect resources. And you play through this dungeon, and then at the end, you find someone that is about to be sacrificed by the same people that were going to sacrifice you. And you kill them, you fight a boss, and then you save the villager and turn them into one of your cult members. And when you
Grow
do
the
that, you
cult.
can name them, you can change what kind of animal they are, their color, they can be like blue, they can be regular colors if you want, or you can have a bright pink cow, whatever you want.
Yeah.
And then
Nice.
you can also get like outfits for them that boost different stats for like their gathering and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know how deep it's gonna go, but it might go pretty deep. And then you get to your little village and you can set them on gathering wood. You can tell villagers to get stone or get food, and you have to start building up your little town. And you have to feed them, which they didn't need to do this, but when you make food for them, they run over. They do a little trot and then they nibble on the food. And this is the thing with Cult of Lamb, is that it is just dripping in personality and all these little things that they didn't need to do. Like when Lamb is hitting things with the sword, the little face animations are different for every hit that they're doing. And it's just, the style is so good. This game ended up being the most wishlisted game of the demo, the most played, the most
Really?
highly rated. It came out of Steam Next Fest being incredibly popular. And of course, there's different weapons. It's not just a sword. There's different abilities. There's magic, all the kind of things that you'd expect with a
Yeah.
roguelite.
Some tentacle fire thing that comes out of the ground.
Yeah,
All right.
kind of got it all.
It's awesome. I played it and I
awesome.
was like, yeah, this is cool. I'm definitely gonna be playing this. You know,
Yeah.
the game Don't Starve? I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys played that. It's an indie game.
I remember
and,
that, yeah.
Yeah, ended up kind of blown up, and then they put it on all the platforms and all that. It's got a similar art style and similar camera perspective to that, to where it's like these paper looking type of animations that just have a lot of style and flavor to them. And yeah, really awesome just personality coming through in there. Like the voice of all the like be like like that's like the voices of the cultists and like various vendors and all that, and like it's really cool. I'm gonna be playing it 100%. I was like worried a little bit that the resource management / town building is gonna get confusing to what I'm doing, you know? Because it was like, all right, go set this guy to do some stuff. And I was like, okay, but what is this gonna affect? Obviously, it's just a demo, so it's limited, but it looks really fun. I played all the way through and loved it.
The way that it interacts with town building and then also doing like the dungeons is really cool, because if you were playing a normal type of town building management game, you would go out into like a forest and go and cut down wood and stuff to get your resources. But this is, instead of doing that, you go fight a bunch of bad guys in a dungeon and get resources like that instead.
Or you set your cult members to go collect those resources.
You can,
Be like, lamb buddy, go chop blocks.
It's one of those games where you try it and you're like, oh, this has style, this has personality, this is great. It's presented really, really well.
Yeah.
It's coming out in 6 weeks, August 11th.
Oh, nice.
Definitely be
and it's coming out everywhere. All consoles, PC, Switch is coming out on everything.
Yep.
Nice.
That was great. Definitely check that out.
Yeah, after playing it, I was like, yep, I'm getting that.
Yep. The next one that is probably my second favorite that I played was Ghost Song. And this is apparently the creator. So this is created by one person. This is a one-person game.
Oh, interesting.
And he doesn't like the it's Metroid kind of comparison. Although because it's a woman in a spacesuit aiming a gun to shoot, and it's a Metroidvania. So people are gonna say it's very Metroid. But it's how do I even describe this game? That's what it is. It's a Metroid 2D sci-fi action game.
The developer doesn't like the Metroid comparison, even though there's a high amount of that.
He doesn't like it because he says that in this game, in Ghost Song, you don't have to go any specific way at any specific time. It's like completely open as to how you tackle it.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, of course, like the aiming and the fact that it's a woman in a spacesuit and all that stuff is very Metroid, but it's in terms of how the game plays out, it's going to be quite different to your Metroid experience.
It looks kind of like Metroid too.
I was thinking that. I was just looking at some screenshots. I was like, it also looks kind of like Metroid.
Yeah, your gun heats up and like.
Yeah. It's totally it's a Metroidvania, so it's like Metroid. But this game is, so I loved the voice acting in this game, which really took me by surprise. Yeah. It made her sound very innocent and young and cute and like going on this adventure to figure out what's going on in a world where everything's kind of gone to crap and things are taken over by sci-fi monsters.
Yeah. And then there's
so that was a surprise.
Then there's
tale as old as time.
Yeah, right. They got those ghostly figures that come in every now and then when you go to a certain area. I feel like it's telling you that that's something important there. I wasn't 100% sure, but yeah.
Yeah, and just the style of it and the color palette, it's like this purples and blues and greens, and it looks so good, and it plays really well. It plays super great.
Yeah.
So this one, I really loved, and every time she spoke, and every time one of the characters spoke, I was like, oh my god, they're so cute, and I wasn't expecting that. Wasn't expecting any cuteness.
Yeah. I went left when it first dropped me in the game, and then died.
Me too.
Like Metroid.
Nice.
And then I died.
Yeah.
Immediately.
You go left, you get your ass kicked. And it's like, okay, don't go there. Got it. And then
I'll go right.
Yeah.
Go this way instead. Yeah, it's really good. It's coming out sometime in 2022. We don't know when, but man, it's made by one person, and it's incredible. You get new abilities the way that you would in Metroidvanias as you discover stuff. The enemy variety, like there was quite a lot of variety in the demo. I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's on my wish list.
I like it a lot. The next one that I'll 100% be playing is Loopmancer. I actually finished the stream playing this game, and then I was like, we can just start the stream playing this again.
Loopmancer.
I wasn't expecting. So there's a lot going on visually when you just look at the game when someone's playing it. So I was worried about clarity of combat, but it's super clear what is happening and what you need to do and all of that, which I was very happy to see. But this is a action roguelike. It's got multiple endings. It's very cyberpunk. It's set in, I think, China, in a cyberpunk kind of place. And it's a 3D platforming action game. And you play as a detective who came back to life. And now you're
That's
trying to
cool.
figure out what the fudge is going on.
Kind of reminds me of like Shadow Complex. To a degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one, there's of course different weapons that you get, different abilities, and you actually spawn with different weapons each time.
Did I
And
just
then
see
you-
that you can get the yellow Bruce Lee uniform?
Yes, yes you can.
Okay, sold.
So
Yes you can. And I was playing it, so it's fully voice acted, completely, which is, again, anytime it does like an indie game where it's fully voice acted, I'm like, what are you doing? How'd you do that? That's expensive. It's very expensive.
That's awesome.
And it's a by a Chinese studio, so they've done multiple voice acting of the entire game, so with different languages. So I don't know how they did
Wow,
that, but they did
yeah.
it. There's also fully animated cutscenes all the way through. There's
Yeah.
story. There's the collectibles that give you more story, and there's a grappling hook. Grappling hooks are fun.
yes, I'm
And
sold now.
combat is very fun. It's very fast. And they did the perfect thing, which I wish more people would just do, and that you can cancel any animation to do any other animation. It's very fast. It's very reactive. And that is always a good time for me. And there's a really cool thing of when you do die and you have to start a loop again, you can choose to start right at the beginning and just go right into doing the next loop. Or you can choose to go back to your apartment, which has a bunch of things that you can do. You can change your outfit. You can pet the cat, which gives you a boost. You can go
As it
pet your
should, as it
cat
should.
at home. Gives
Yeah.
you some kind of buff. You can investigate all the things that you found so far. And then you can also apply some upgrades when you get to your house. So if you unlock something along the way, you can then choose to go back to your house and kind of unlock it for further playthroughs.
Cool.
Just a really,
This looks awesome.
it's really
Like,
fun.
it looks phenomenal.
Oh, and they curse a lot. The whole way they're like, my
Oh, that's
effing
not for me.
leg, my effing hand, you effing wedge. There's a lot of curse words.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to play this. You didn't mention this one in the list.
Yeah, this looks really pretty. The download,
It's really fun.
the
You
demo's
should
still
do-
available, so you can still.
Yeah.
It is
download
still available. Demo's still available. It's coming out in 2 weeks. It's coming out
2
July
weeks.
13th. I'm definitely gonna play it. Like I said, I finished the stream and I was like, I want to.
Damn.
We need to play it again. I had to play more of it. Then I was like, okay, I don't know how long this demo is. We need to go play something else. But yeah, all of combat feels really, really, really good. Very, very clear of what's happening. Actual combat itself feels good. The impacts feel good. You have a gun, you have grenades. All of that feels good.
Very cool.
I was very, very impressed by this game.
Downloading it on my Steam Deck now.
I'd be interested to see how it is on the Steam Deck. I didn't try
Yeah.
that one on Steam Deck.
Yeah, hopefully it runs good. Oh man, there's some gore in this too.
There's
Okay, what
some
you got
gore.
next?
There's some cursing. Next I have 9 Souls.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nine
yeah.
Souls.
This looks amazing.
So this is by Red Candle Games. You might remember Red Candle Games for having their Detention. It was a game called Detention, and they had a little Winnie the Pooh Easter egg.
Oh.
And they went through a lot of controversy because of that, because, you know, the Chinese leader, Winnie the Pooh, he doesn't like that. Doesn't like being called Winnie the Pooh.
Xi Jinping don't like no Winnie the
He
Pooh
don't
reference.
like that. He does not like that at all. So they were taken off the Steam store, and there was a bunch of like controversy around that. Well, this is their next game, and this is totally different. So Detention and all of the other 2 games they've made are very scary games. Both were fantastic, by the way. I love both of them. But 9 Souls is I would say it's a Sekiro-like hand-drawn 2D
This looks super
action
cool.
game. It is
Yeah,
so
doesn't it?
good.
It was my favorite out of all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
in case you're looking for it, it's spelled the word 9 and then souls is SOLS.
Yes.
Just FYI,
like the sun.
If you type in the number 9 and then souls as it would traditionally be spelt, you might miss it.
Soul, like the god of the sun.
Yeah,
Soul.
SOL.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
This is super cool.
It's super cool, and it's the aesthetic of it is a mixture of like traditional Eastern influences, but it's like very technologically advanced. Like they have a bunch of technology in it and very traditional.
Yeah. Though it's like this ancient technology was buried in the planet or left there before, and then you have like this more primitive human civilization that's there, and they have these sacrificial type of things going on, and then you're like, you're being called in to do some sort of task, and then you're like, I'm gonna switch it up, and then you go in, you start killing everything in there. The combat is surprisingly technical. And felt, in my opinion, I thought it felt awesome. They had like the parry system, they had like the goo system in there. They had all the animations for attacking and all that just felt really good to me. I don't know, the game played really well. I was like, yes, I want to play this game.
Yeah. So
This
the way
demo
that
is still available too.
the demo is still available. I'm so glad because the other Steam Next Fest, all the demos, pretty much all of them went down right after Steam Next Fest ended. But a lot of these are sticking around, which is really nice.
That's good.
So the loop of this combat is that every time you parry, you get a little blip of energy that you can use. And in the demo, you can stack up to 3. You will be able to get more as you play through the game. But every time you parry, you get a little thing of energy. And then that allows you to attach a talisman to the enemies. And then if you hold the button down, it will blow them up.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's nice.
So
I
it'll
got
either
one
do
of
a bunch
those.
of damage or it'll blow them up and there's just guts everywhere. It's very gory, actually. It's a very gory game.
Yeah, and I was doing it like I was comboing and then parrying and then immediately going into that goo thing because they would stagger after they got hit by the goo, and then that might end up blowing them up or something. Really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
and also
it's really good.
Also, when you get your health, like it's like a cat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cat. He like smokes a pipe. You see the
Yeah, he
smoke.
pulls out a pipe.
Yeah, it's like a
kills himself.
Chinese pipe type of thing. Like the thing puffs out and you get health. And I was like, that's just awesome.
Yeah.
He's like,
great.
oh, I gotta take my health hit.
I played this game and immediately backed it. I went and I backed the game. I was like, yep, this game, it's all hand drawn. It's beautiful. Combat is great.
Yeah.
The people who make this game, the studio, I love them. They're great.
Yeah.
And
Oh, everything has a bunch of lore in there too. Like their
it does.
world,
It's very lore rich.
yeah, the world is super built out. Tons of stuff in there. So it's going to be an experience once it's finished. Although it looks like we're going to be waiting at least a year before we play this.
Yeah,
right?
it does say Q2 of 2023 is what we're looking at right now.
Yeah.
So it is a little ways out. I think the backing of the game is finished, and the last thing they unlocked was an alternate ending. So hopefully they can keep getting. Hopefully it gets super popular, and then they can build out the rest of those things and add that as DLC.
Mhm.
But it did get quite a lot of backing. So I'm
Good.
Yeah.
very excited for it. Even in the description, it says it's a lore-rich, hand-drawn 2D
Yeah.
featuring Sekiro-inspired combat. That's what
Sounds
it is.
awesome and plays fantastic.
It really does.
Mm-hmm.
It is a good game.
Yep.
It is good.
This is some good picks, Watts. I'm excited for all of those.
There's
Some of them are coming out right
so
away.
many. Some are, yeah. Some are coming out really soon, which I'm very excited for.
There was
I
another
will
one,
say,
wasn't
so there was another one that I want to mention. There's a couple others, but this one really impressed me, which was Tarnishing of Juxtia. This is a kind of pixel graphic game, and it is an action RPG, dark fantasy, Souls-like combat game. It's kind of what you would expect.
Really stepping away from your comfort zone there.
I know. I go to Steam Next Fest. I go to subgenres. I click Souls-like, and then I just download everything. So
this one was the
looks
hardest
cool,
for me. It looks really nice.
yeah. So this is it's all the things that you would expect, right? It's different weapons. Different weapons do different things. You get light armor and heavy armor, and you can get different armors. There's bosses, and you unlock stuff as you go. So it's the thing that you would expect of Souls-like indie game.
Yeah.
This game looks weird to me. I can't quite put my finger on it. It's almost like, when you get a new, like 120 hertz quote unquote TV and like that smoothing is on, so like everything's got a soap opera effect. This game looks like it has that. Isn't that
You might be able
weird?
to change
Yeah.
that. I can't remember if you
I
can.
know what you mean. I feel like a lot of games made in Game Maker have that look to them. I think that one's made in Game Maker.
Mm.
Yeah. So it
Yeah, I'm
has
not
that.
sure.
It has that like we're using 2D sprites in a 3D lighted environment. So it has that.
And it's got like really smooth animation.
Yeah.
They do say that it has 15 unique environments, 14 boss battles, and plenty of secrets and side quests, and they expect it to be 20+ hour RPG
Nice.
adventure.
Okay.
Cool.
And I played this on my Steam Deck. I didn't even play this one on the PC. Played it on Steam Deck. Worked really well.
Take
And
that
I
PC, you fat pig.
I played all these on my Steam
thoroughly
Deck.
enjoyed it. I was having a good time.
Nice.
I'll definitely be playing that one. That one doesn't have a release date. It's just summer 2022. So should be pretty soon,
Oh,
technically.
it's actually almost done?
Almost.
Wow. Okay.
Almost out there. Yeah.
Can't wait. Love it. So many good titles.
There's seriously so many. I mean, there's even more that I played that I thought were decent that I'd want to circle back and see how they're doing. That are coming out a bit later. But yeah, all of those ones that we played and talked about, I think are just really good games.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get my Steam Deck. I'm gonna load all these demos on them and
Dude.
play 'em.
Yeah.
Every night I was like, "Look, what demo am I playing now before I go to bed?" It
But
was
it's so
awesome.
nice to be able to play demos on your Steam Deck on
It's
a
amazing.
handheld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good.
I got one more thing I'd like to talk about. I don't know if we got time. Maybe I should save it for next week.
How long
We got
do you think?
quick.
Yeah, we got
quick
time
one.
for a quick one. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Capcom Fighting Collection finally came out.
Oh yeah.
This is
Ooh,
the
yeah.
game they teased or they announced when they kind of announced Street Fighter 6. This is a really weird collection. It's got 10 games in it, 5 of which are Darkstalkers games. And if you're confused because you thought there were only 3 Darkstalkers games, you're fucking right. So, if you go to the Wikipedia for Darkstalkers, it kind of explains what's going on. Basically, there's really like 2/3 Darkstalkers games, and they just like mix around characters to make 5.
Okay.
But whatever, it's all there for the completionists. But they also have like some other games like Red Earth, which is like one of only 3 CPS3 games that ever came out, which means it looks gorgeous. It's the same hardware that ran Street Fighter 3. Cyberbots, which is a fighting game with giant mechs. Hyper Street Fighter 2, which is a really weird game because they released this like 15 years after Street Fighter 2, and it allows you to select a fighter from any of the previous versions of Street Fighter 2. So, for instance, you can have Super Street Fighter 2 Ryu face Championship Edition Ken, or like kind of mix up like the versions of the game which each character is from, which is really interesting and fun. It's got Super Puzzle Fighter 2, which is a puzzle game, which is kind of weird, but it's got Street Fighter characters and Darkers characters. And then Pocket Fighter, or it was called Super Gem Fighter Mini Mix in the US, is the hidden gem of this. It is so fun. It's honestly what I've been doing all weekend, is just playing. Like my goal was I want to learn some Darkstalkers because I've never really put any time into Darkstalkers. I've only played it like a few times, but I can't get over Pocket Fighter. It's so much fun. It's basically you got like these little chibi Street Fighters and Darkstalker characters that do all sorts of dumb shit. Like there's only 3. It's like a 3-button game. You got punch, kick, and special move.
Nice.
But there's a ton of hidden depth there. Like I mean, you can do all sorts of cool stuff in there, and you power up your character based on every time you hit somebody, gems come out of them, and then you go and walk around and pick up the gems. So it's like kind of this like, am I fighting right now, or do I want to go over there and get that big ass gem that powers up my fireball or my dragon punch or something like that?
That's cool.
It is way fun. It's just got this attitude of joy to the whole experience, and this game alone is worth picking up the whole package for.
Wow. Nice.
Definitely get that. Every game in the collection has online play with rollback netcode, which is good netcode, and a training mode so you can get in there and just like fight like a dummy and learn the moves and everything. Everything, I played it on both the PlayStation 4 and on the Switch, and they both felt great. Like although I did play online on the PlayStation 4, if I got matches way faster. It's like 5 minutes on Switch and like a minute or two on the PS4. And this thing does something cool. It's like you could select, like there's 10 games available. When you want to go into an online lobby, like you can an online labia, you can
Online labia.
you can select like, okay, I want to play any Darkstalkers game plus Cyberbots, but not Red Earth and not the stupid puzzle game, but definitely Puzzle Fighter or Pocket Fighter. So you can select which games you want to be queued up for, and then whatever match comes through could be any of those games. And you can also be playing any of those games while you're waiting for a match, which is really cool. So you can be doing basically whatever you want, and then all of a sudden, like, you could be playing, Puzzle Fighter, and all of a sudden, oh, Hyper Street Fighter 2, you want to match this guy? Oh, okay, yeah, I'll fight this guy. And that's really
cool.
good. I will say, people are really fucking good at Street Fighter 2 at this point. So
It's true.
put your big boy pants on if you go in there.
People buying the collections being like, all right, who's online?
But like I played a bunch of matches in Puzzle Fighter, in Pocket Fighter, and that was a lot more forgiving. And even though there's 5 versions of Darkstalkers, there's really one that people play, and that's Vampire Savior. So, the Darkstalkers value is, there's a lot of Darkstalkers in this collection. It's cruel though, man. The presentation is awesome. You can do like the raw pixel graphics. There's a bunch of CRT filters that actually look really good. It looks good on the screen. It looks good on the Switch. It looks really good on the Switch, actually.
Nice.
It's really fun. It's a great collection. It's only $35.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Very cool. Any more news of Street Fighter 6?
Oh my God.
Additional
Tons
reveals?
of news.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen all the characters at this point, not officially, but we know like the whole roster.
Yeah.
We've seen a ton of gameplay. We've seen a lot about the new, like, I think they call it the drive system, where there's parries, which is a big deal. We haven't seen parries since Street Fighter 3.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Street Fighter 3 or Street Fighter 6 is one of those, like, you got whole content creators just devoted to Street Fighter, and they have content every day right now. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Like they're hitting the bricks hard right now.
That's cool. I'm excited for that. Like, I don't know how much I'm gonna.
Good.
I don't know how much I'm gonna really dig into it, but I'm excited to play that version of.
That looks great.
Yeah, the future of Street Fighter and see what it's like.
That's one of the reasons I'm looking forward to the Steam Deck. Honestly, is to be able to play it portably as well.
Oh man,
because I like to just dick around with Street Fighter games, like while I'm sitting on the couch. Like while I'm watching TV that I'm only half interested in, I'll boot up like a Street Fighter game and just play the arcade mode,
Yeah.
I think that's fun.
Interesting. I wonder if you'll be able to use the left pad for your circle movements instead of like the D-pad or the analog stick. Because like this will double.
Why would you want to do that?
Because you can easily scoop. You could scoop so easily like this.
You can scoop so fast. Like a quarter circle movement, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, with this, you have a distance that you have to travel.
No, you don't use the analog stick. You use the D-pad.
I use the D-pad typically because like you can fast inputs. But this doubles as a D-pad.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems risky.
It could be the new hack. It could be the
It
new
could
hack.
be.
You just like slide
It could be the way
these
to get
youngsters.
to gold, Briar.
I'm just saying, Briar, like, this is a D-pad. It doubles as a D-pad, so you might be able to do some interesting
And it clicks.
half-moon scoops. Yeah, there's some clicking action to
it.
Briar's going to come back and go, so, I've been
newfangled
scooping.
ideas.
I've seen the light.
I've been scooping.
All right, well, that sounds cool. I guess that's it, right, for SideQuest?
Yeah.
We have a very busy week coming up.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Sunbreak's coming out.
Hunting.
Sunbreak launches. DNF Duel launches tomorrow. So there's
DNF Duel launches tomorrow? I didn't even know that. Holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah,
I know what I'm doing all day tomorrow.
That's tomorrow. And then
Outriders
Sunbreak is,
World Slayers are the same day as Monster Hunter Sunbreak.
Outriders expansion?
Pass.
All right. Well, that is episode 144 of SideQuest. Thank you very much for tuning in and hanging out. We appreciate you guys listening. Shout out to our Patreon members and our Twitch subs for supporting the shows. This week, I'm not sure if Firing Range is coming up. May or may not. Who knows? Possibly. You never know.
Stay tuned to the Eric's YouTube channel for all your Monster Hunter stuff, because it's going to be popping.
It's going to be busy.
It's
gonna be busy.
Eric's
Yep.
was like, yeah, it's going to be a lot of videos. It's gonna be a lot.
No sleep for me.
There you go. Awesome. Well, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week, guys. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Take it easy.
Bye.